Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas, episode 116. My name is Eddie Rivkin. I'm joined, as always, by Serena, the greatest import from all of the 51st state, Canada. Serena Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is live on YouTube. We are at The Space, home of Monday's Dark, the best charity event in all of Las Vegas. The episode is brought to you, as always, by Ageless Forever, my very good friend, Dr. John Pierce, at agelessforever.net. It's been a couple of weeks. There's a lot to talk about. Where do you want to start?
You go ahead and go first. I feel like this season isn't very old, but there's been plenty of stuff that's been happening lately.
You want to talk about the league or you want to talk about the Knights first?
Well, we should probably talk about the Knights first.
Okay, so let's talk about the Knights. Last night, they beat the Carolina Hurricanes 6-3, something like that. The big story is they swept the season series against Carolina, which they have never done before. They finished the road trip 1-1-1, which doesn't seem like much, but historically they've made that exact road trip in either direction 5 years and have been like 6-3. They don't do well on that, I guess you would call it Southeast United States adventure. They were awful against Florida, just up and down. They just got boat raced. They were subpar, I think, for 2 periods against Tampa. You know, they managed to get a point out of it. I think you probably could say they deserve to win the game. But last night, they played really, really well. They up and down. It was a little bit of a slow start. For whatever reason, Bruce can't get them to answer their alarm and, go right off the hop. But they took over and they dominated. It was the wagon that we're used to the Golden Knights seeing, and there's a lot to unfurl. The injury bug. That's the big thing. It's now, it's time for the kids to come up. Noah Hannafin, Aiden Hill, Mark Stone, the young fella Carl Lindblom made his first NHL start in Tampa, and he was fantastic. And his mom and dad were there, flew in from Sweden, right? It was good enough. It was great. It wasn't great, I would say. They're 10 games in. Bruce likes to talk about, the season in 10-game blocks. So 6-1-3. 15 points out of 20 when the team doesn't seem to have an identity yet. Every other year, it has not been a fun and gun Vegas Golden Knights. It was defense first, stop. Now, when they're on, they're scoring goals in bunches. And I'm curious because I'm going to actually go to practice tomorrow and ask Bruce, how close are you to getting this team's identity and getting to 60 minutes? And I'm real curious to see his answer because, you could see him on the bench. If you get to watch these games on TV, he doesn't have any problem showing emotion when he's pissed. And he's been that Florida game. I don't know.
So in my opinion, if you look at the way the season's played out, they've been on the road a lot. And it's living in Florida, I saw a lot of teams come there and play that back-to-back Florida, Tampa, go to Carolina or vice versa, whatever. And it's nobody ever really comes in and dominated in Florida. For some reason, it was just, I don't know if it's the flights, I don't know what it is, but it's really, really tricky when teams come in there. And so I think when a team goes on the road, if they can get, half or over half of the points, like if you have a possibility for 10 points and you can get 5 or 6, you're doing okay, especially on a road trip like that. It's just a tricky one. And as far as finding their identity, it's so hard when you're on the road for so long. You're in a situation where all you're doing is playing on the road and you're playing in situations like that. A road game is just a different thing. You have last face-off. You have everything. You don't have home ice advantage. So it is hard, I think, to try to find their game. But coming up, there's about 18 games in the first week of November at home.
Gajillion, right?
I think that's where they're going to be able to try to find they're going to try to find their team a little bit better. But I think when you're on the road, it's one of those things where if you can just keep it steady, you're in a good place, right? Don't get any worse. If you get better, great. But as long as you kind of fly at level.
I think the time zone. I think the west to east travel. They actually went out an extra day. Early. They've got a couple of those weird 4 days in between games.
Yeah.
And then they play a gajillion games in a month. But I think they went a day early, trying to adjust to, because they were both early starts in Florida, which makes it even earlier here. So they were basically playing just after the time they would have the morning skate.
Right.
So it's a totally different,
completely agree.
Mindset.
They left Thursday, which for all intents and purposes is a 5-hour flight.
Right.
You get in, you have Friday, then you got to be at the rink early and play Saturday. So it is tricky. The travel and all that kind of stuff, I agree. It's hard. I mean, they started the first 3 quarters of the season on the road or more, right? Time-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, like you said, 3 out of 6 points, right? Move on. They don't have to make this trip again, right? They've got other complicated trips. They've got the New York, New Jersey trip coming up in December. In January, they do the Eastern Canada swing with the addition of Boston. This season, I think, is going to play out different than any other season, just because of the compact schedule. And I was listening to the network, and a bunch of their talking heads were talking about players playing for the opportunity to play in the Olympics. Normally October is stack as many points as you can get your mojo, find your way as a team. But now you've got fringe guys. They're not, if they're even being considered for the Olympics, they're not fringe guys. Fringe Olympic guys, Tage Thompson, Robertson in Dallas, stuff like that. Guys who might have the opportunity to earn a spot, who are, they're singing for their supper. So you have guys playing maybe with a little bit more intensity, and there's just a lot going on. I mean, they're off again. They go Friday. 2 days from now, they have the matinee against Colorado, and then they're off for 3 days again.
Yeah, till the 4th.
Right, and then it goes
4 days or
right, and then it goes bang every other day for the next
till
basic
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, it's bananas. No practice time.
Yeah, well, the thing about though too is the last 4 or 5 years, every year has been off. Last year was the Four Nations. Then there was this, and then they were trying to catch up from COVID, and then there was. It's just been.
They're all going to be like that now, because now they're going to put that 18 World Championship thing.
Terrible.
Listen, as opposed to an All-Star game, I will take anything. I would watch them play roller fucking hockey as opposed to watch that All-Star game 3-day bullshit extravaganza.
Well, I probably haven't watched an All-Star game in at least 25 or 30 years because I don't like it. But 2 weeks in the middle of the season,
that's a lot.
It's too much. And it's one thing. I don't know why I have a different viewpoint about the Olympics versus the Four Nations. I just think the Four Nations, if you're going to do it as a league, do it after the season. It's stupid. Why did you do it in the middle of the season? Olympics, you don't have a choice. So I'm kind of a little more understanding of the fact that they're going to have a break.
Well, after the season, they have to recover. If they do it before the season, nobody's in shape.
But, they played the Canada Cup and the World Cup and all that shit for years before the season. But nobody complained.
But not recently, right?
Yeah, but they haven't had an international comp. This is the First Nations, or the Four Nations is the first, international tournament
quite a while.
Like that. Yeah, besides the Olympics. But, let's not, because that's just the thing. But they had it in the middle of the season, and I listen. I said it before. I go, players are going to get hurt, and it's bullshit, and it's not right that players are going to get hurt playing that. I go, if Connor McDavid gets hurt, let's be honest. Edmonton was a Stanley Cup contender. I would be throwing flames. There's no reason to have this tournament in the middle of the year.
Well, Charlie McAvoy for the Bruins.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Shea Theodore. Listen, I was surprised.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Right. I was surprised how good the hockey was. But then when you think about it, playing for your country, wearing that sweater, that's a big thing. But they, if you're Kelly or you're, what's his face in Dallas or any of the other GMs, you're holding your breath for 8 days. Because all of your supers,
yes.
the Golden Knights had 7 players in the Four Nations.
Couldn't agree more. That's what I'm saying.
And ultimately, it was, God, I don't want to say it was for nothing, because pride of country is
Yeah.
is
But,
really
but what's
a thing.
the point, though?
Right. There's no trophy. There's no medal. There's no we beat you. You beat us.
You look at it like this. Edmonton in Florida, for example. The season in 2024 was long. They played, there was only 90 days between game 7 of the Stanley Cup and the start of the the next season. So you had guys on those teams play those whole long seasons. Then they went again. Same 2 teams went to the final. But
Yeah.
lo and behold, we got to stop and play a 2-week tournament. Like, how can you expect those players to do that? It's ridiculous.
I understand it. I was just enthralled about the opportunity to go and cover it. And then, India crushed my dreams like a wine grape at Harvest in September when they closed credentials for the hockey tournament like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But normally the Golden Knights have their New York trip leading right into the All-Star break. So happy head me was like, oh, I'll go do the New York thing and then I'll just hop over to Milan and I'll sit in the Olympic arena for 12 days and just fucking watch hockey like a madman. Didn't happen, so now I'll watch it on TV. But there is, pride of country, you can't downplay it. But the Olympics don't pay their salaries. At the end of the day,
1,000%.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it is a business,
Yeah.
and the players have lobbied through many CBAs. We want to play in the Olympics. We want to play in the Olympics, and the managers and the owners are like, "Hey, asshole, what happens if you get hurt?" And people get hurt. I mean, the game is no different, and there is an argument that the Olympic hockey, because this year they're playing on the North American sized rink, they're not playing on the big rink. This will be more intense than 97% of the regular season, right? Because the regular season doesn't mean much of anything until you get to March, April. They're going to be full throttle for 2 weeks, potentially 6 or 7 games. I'm going to watch it. I'll be engaged. But from an NHL fan and somebody who talks about the Golden Knights every week, and people who do this in other cities like you did in Florida, I'm terrified that the Golden Knights, their season could end in a tournament that essentially is for a chunk of metal.
Realistically, it's an exhibition tournament.
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Well,
the highest stakes exhibition tournament.
things have changed a lot too. Like, I know a lot of people here don't really watch the World Juniors, but Canada always has a disadvantage at the World Juniors because their top players are already playing with NHL teams. Back in the day,
Celebrini is still eligible
I know,
to play
it's
in the
ridiculous.
World Juniors.
Like,
I'm like,
yeah,
come
it's
on.
ridiculous. Like, there was a lot of guys like that. Back in the day, the general managers used to go, yeah, go play for your country, right?
No more.
So it doesn't really happen anymore if the guy is going to be like a Celebrini. Like, let's be honest. Is it going to make a difference with San Jose at this point? No. but that's the reason, right? Is guys can get hurt. Because we saw it with Alex Lafreniere. He played and boom, got injured. Canada has a player every year at the World Juniors, every single year, that gets maimed for the entire tournament. And then all of a sudden they can't go play with their team. So I do definitely respect and understand it from that standpoint.
I don't know. Let's
I don't
have.
even know how we got on.
I don't know either because we were talking. Let's have a quiz.
We started going Golden Knights and then.
Let's have a quiz.
Okay. I won't look at the answer on there. I won't.
No,
look.
it's not.
Okay,
It's
all right.
it's written in code.
Okay, invisible ink.
I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players.
Okay.
Connor McDavid, Steven Stamkos, Alex DeBrincat, Travis Konechny, Sam Bennett, and Ryan Reeves.
Ryan Reeves has more goals. I saw this. That's what you were going to ask.
Well, it was a home run gotcha question until McDavid scored twice.
Yeah, he got
so,
two.
So McDavid's got 3 and Reeves has got 2. Stamkos for $8 million has 1. DeBrincat for $8.25 million has 2, and he got his second last night. Konechny has 2 for $7 million, and Sam Bennett in Florida for $8 million has 1 goal.
Okay.
So right now, Ryan Reeves is,
We're going to rip these off right now. McDavid always has a slow start. He'll be fine. He's whatever. DeBrincat, he's not a goal scorer. I would never put my money on DeBrincat
Why?
being like you need
He's
to score goals.
averages close to 40 goals a year.
Yeah, that's not even a goal a game. You can't call a guy a goal scorer if he doesn't even score one goal a game.
Wait, who scored 80?
No, but like I'm just saying, he's not. I don't.
You don't think
consider
you don't think a 40 goal scorer in the NHL is a goal scorer?
I mean,
What? Okay,
how many years did Alex DeBrincat score 40 goals in the NHL?
He's been between 35 and 40 the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
I think he's I just think he's overrated. That's not my favorite. But
Okay.
that's me. Sam Bennett.
Go ahead. I intentionally put him on
This
there.
guy, man. Let me tell you something about Sam Bennett.
Go.
That guy did shit until about 2 weeks before the Four Nations last year, and you could see the switch flip. It was the Four Nations was coming up, and he was going to be on the team, and it was his contract year. And boom, Sam Bennett took off. Sam Bennett is not a goal scorer. For the love of God, that guy doesn't score goals. I don't know why somebody put him on that list, and I know it wasn't you.
No. It's a meme all over.
Yeah,
It's a
and
meme
I'm
all
like,
over the
why
place.
would anybody expect Sam Bennett to score a lot of goals? He's a rough and tumble guy. He's not a goal. It's like saying, why doesn't Keegan Kolazar have 8 goals? It's not his style.
Well, it's more. It's not really the goals thing. It's more the salary that they're talking about.
Sure.
I mean,
100%, which actually I was one of the people I was like, there's no way they're going to pay Sam Bennett what he's asking for. And then the son of a bitch flips a switch, and he was the best player for Florida last year in the last 2 months of the season or whatever. He was amazing for Canada at the Four Nations. He was just a
Brad Marchand was pretty good.
possessed. I know, but like these guys, as soon as the Four Nations came, they all got possessed. And they were good. But Sam Bennett's not a goal scorer. So that's not really a fair. But it's still a funny stat.
Right.
Like Reeves is all over the place.
Right.
He's the most talked about NHLer so far this year.
Because he blasted Rempe.
Yeah.
Right. It was a great fight. I mean,
Well, I don't know. Listen,
Rempe's on IR from the
Rempe,
fight. He's the worst player in the NHL.
he's tall. Here's the thing. You can't, if you're fighting, you have a longer reach. But he's so tall that he's slow.
He's like a giraffe.
I'm like, yeah, like why would this fight? But whatever.
But he's the worst player in the NHL, in my opinion.
Oh, there's some that are bad. He's not actually that bad talent-wise if he's out there to actually play, but he's never out there to play. He's actually not too bad.
He's just awful.
Well, he's just so slow. Like he's
Right.
big and slow. He's like Zdeno Chara, just so slow, like he can't move.
And speaking of big and tall and slow, there is a kid who lives in Moldova. Okay? Little tiny country in the Eastern Bloc. 7 foot, 268
I
pounds,
think I heard about this briefly.
playing for Penn State next year.
I
College
think I
ho-
heard something about that.
I watched some because I have no life and I watch random videos of things. I dug up a whole bunch of videos on him. So he scores a goal, right? And everybody comes up and gives him a hug.
And he's like,
No, they could have blown him. They were right at his cup.
Yeah,
He could have just given the old back of the head pull down maneuver and he got 7 foot in barefoot. 7 foot
Yeah.
barefoot. So 7'3"
Yeah.
in
At
skates.
least-
Right, 7'3",
yeah,
7'4" in skates, something
Yeah.
like that. 270 pounds. He's gonna play Division I hockey in Penn State.
he ain't gonna do shit. That's too bad. Like it's just
It's too many moving parts and too much of them.
Totally. It's interesting. Yeah, it's college hockey, let's be honest, but it'll be interesting to see how he uses his size because I haven't seen him play in that type of capacity or whatever, but it'll be interesting to see what he did. But can you imagine a guy that big with the agility of someone who's like 6 feet tall?
Oh, it'd be banana.
Right, it's like physically
bananas.
impossible, but yeah, he'd be a freak.
I can't pronounce his name because it's one of those names. It's about 287
Yeah.
letters. But I was just, I couldn't stop watching, right? It's like if you watched an NHL highlight at 4 times slower instead of 4 times fast forward.
Yeah.
He's got like the pull and drag, to go into the slot, right? But it's just,
It's like, did I slow this down?
Yeah, right.
Faster?
That's what I'm working. I'm working the mouse and the
You
remote.
put on YouTube 2 times speed.
Yeah,
and get through this.
and he's still not really getting anywhere. Let's see, we're making fantastic time, so let's get a commercial in from my good friend Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever. Then we're going to talk about the scoring race and Pavel Dorofeyev being on track to score 73 goals or some absurd number like that, and Jack's tracking for... Anyway, we're going to be right back after a quick word from Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever.
So if there's a little bit too much whip in the shaft of your hockey stick and you want to be able to hit the back of the net, here's your answer, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I'm going to let my good friend Dr. Pierce tell you exactly what this bad boy is and prepare to be amazed.
This is the Phoenix Pro. This is a home unit to deliver extracorporeal, I call it sound wave therapy. The technical term is shock wave therapy.
Here's where we get to the fun stuff, kids.
Okay? And they applied it to their genitalia, and they found that, yes, indeed, it improves blood flow. When we talk about, male genitalia, what is an erection? It is a blood flow issue. So if you're having issues, and you've gone to see your doctor, you've had your testosterone balanced, and you're doing those things, and it's working great. If you're finding that you're using a medication like Viagra, Cialis, something like that, and you're finding less and less effect, that means that the blood flow isn't as good. Something like this can help to mitigate that issue.
So let me break this down for you in layman's terms. If your junk is more like a pool noodle than a pool cue, it's going to make your junk hard. Dr. John Pierce, Ageless Forever, www.agelessforever.net. Don't be shy. Send a message. The first consultation is free. You'll meet with Dr. Pierce personally. You'll have the ability to share whatever it is you want to share. This bad boy works. So, something for you to think about. www.agelessforever.net. Send a message. Take advantage of the free consultation, and let's get you to be the best you can be.
All right. So I prefer to sort of do our thing and talk about whatever it is we want to talk about.
It's our fucking show. We can do whatever we want.
So, but I was listening to somebody else's show, and I'm not going to give them fucking credit because we both know it is, and I don't think you know who it is. They did a whole segment about superstars in the league. How many superstars there are, who they aren't.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about that this morning. Why? I don't know. I never heard this. I just was like laying in bed and I'm like, who would I consider the top 10 players in the NHL? I swear to God.
That was my original thought was, who do you think? Because I listened to the segment.
God, weird.
And some of the things that they said made me want to drive my car into a pole. And so instead of they did it team by team. And one of them came up with 7 superstars, and the other of them came up with like 31. Both Canadians, by the way.
What do you mean? Like 7?
No.
Or 31?
7 in the league.
Oh, I
7
see.
in the entire league.
Okay,
One of the commentators had 7 in the league, and the other commentator had 31. They call them bona fide superstars.
Okay, all right.
And
do you have the list or no?
I know most.
Okay.
I know most of it. So let's modify it to our way, and let's talk about who we think are the top 10 players in the entire NHL. Okay?
I thought about that already this morning.
Okay.
Literally, why? I don't know.
Okay, so one is easy. It's McDavid.
Okay. McKinnon.
Okay.
I would have to go with, because I thought about this, I would have to go with, okay.
Are you going to have a goalie?
No. Just because I was thinking about forwards. But when I'm thinking about these superstars, I'm thinking about them at their position and their purpose on the team, so to speak, and how well they are.
Okay. The other criteria is if they were a superstar and they're on the decline, do they still count as a superstar?
Yes. So yes, because these two made my list. Okay. In order.
No. Not just. Well, just ring them off.
I was doing them in order. Okay. So let me go. Okay. Obviously, McDavid, McKinnon.
Okay.
Cale Makar.
One of the commentators did not have Cale Makar.
They're an idiot. You are an absolute idiot.
He's a fucking moron.
If you don't think Cale Makar,
He's a bona fide fucking superstar.
he's unbelievable. I don't think he just gets enough.
He's underpaid.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
But nobody really watches Colorado, and he doesn't get. So it's not really okay. So Makar,
Okay.
Crosby,
Okay.
he still is. He's still like him or hate him.
Okay.
Ovechkin is a superstar.
Okay. Is Ovechkin still a superstar? Jesus, English is my first language. Is Ovechkin still a superstar if he scores 18 goals this year?
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause he's got 920 goals.
Because he's like he is a superstar.
yes.
Like you have to count it. Is he
Right.
playing as good as he was? No, but
Okay.
that's not fair. He's like 40 years old.
Okay.
Okay, I forget what number I'm on here, but then I went to Sasha Barkov.
Okay. The other commentator didn't have Sasha Barkov.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. I have to say, like, as much as I don't want to
Okay.
admit it, Panarin. Panarin is so unbelievably talented. It's sick. If you actually just watch Panarin, he's so gifted and special.
okay.
But he's not playing up to his ability, I don't
Right.
think. So okay, actually that's a good question. Would I consider him a superstar? No, but I think he's one of the top 10 players in the league.
Okay.
Same as Kaprizov. I think Kaprizov is one of the most talented players in the league, but I don't know if you would consider him a superstar right this second.
I would put Kaprizov in the. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a superstar after he has a bunch more years. He's
Well,
not quite there.
He's had
He's-
several, but he gets hurt.
and he hasn't won shit.
Yeah, and like in that.
Right.
So I was doing this loop around the continent.
Okay.
Literally, I'm like, this team.
What about Victor Hedman?
I've never thought of Hedman as a superstar.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
God, I don't know. That's a good question. But also, the way the criteria is for the Hall of Fame, he'll probably get in.
Yep.
I wouldn't be like, what, if he did? But
What about Pasternak?
he's another one that's so good. But I was thinking about Pasternak versus Eichel this morning. That was my thought process. This is
Okay.
what I think about when I wake up too early. And I'm like, who would I have on my team? Pasternak or Eichel? For me, Eichel. But
Which is kind of surprising. Oh,
Yeah.
but you know what? We never aired that. We never aired that very first test episode we did. So I
Yeah.
won't bring up what you said about Eichel.
well, I mean,
Okay, but I agree with you.
it wasn't something bad.
The
It was
the
just my-
commentator did not have Eichel on the list.
but I
and
don't
did
think,
not have Mitch Marner on the list.
I don't think, and that was another thing I had going on in my head. Who do I think is a better player, Mitch or Jack? So if it's my team, I take Mitch because I'm Canadian and I just
Okay, take
love
the
Mitch.
take the
But-
flags off.
No, but still, they're two different players. That's why it's so hard.
Well, they're different. They're certainly different this year. In previous years, they were very similar. Smaller goal, almost a 2-to-1 ratio in goals to assists, or assists to goals rather.
Yeah.
right? So they both are. They're both playmaker first. You would agree with that.
Yeah.
Right. They're both excellent defensive 2-way 200-foot players. They both play on the power play. They both play on the PK. Right. The only difference is what we talked about ad nauseum for the first 4 or 5 episodes this year. Who's going to shoot the fucking puck? And apparently it's Jack Eichel
Yeah.
because he's running on 8-11 through the first 10 games.
Yeah, and
So he's
that's
tracking
dynamic.
He's tracking for 158
Yeah.
points.
It's one of those things that it's like give the puck to Jack because he can shoot. Like who was it? I think it was Connor McDavid that said Austin Matthews is the greatest shooter he's ever seen. Literally, he said he's got the greatest shot he's
didn't-
ever played with.
You didn't put Austin Matthews on the list yet.
I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's a bum. I can't stand Austin Matthews.
69 goals and he's a bum.
He's Austin Matthews. Oh fuck!
You should be worshiping Austin Matthews
why?
because he was a fucking traffic cone and let McDavid score the winning goal in the
Because
Four
he
Nations.
is. He's a bum. He's a bum. It's like you score 69 goals, you don't do shit for your team, and your team doesn't win. But now you're the captain. Listen,
Okay, how about this name for you? Patrick Kane.
nah. I don't.
3
think he's a
Stanley Cups,
superstar.
2 Conn Smythes, He's
I don't
about to
think
be
he's
the
a
highest
superstar.
scoring American player in the history of the
I
NHL.
would say, and that kind of goes back to the conversation of if a guy was.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But Patrick Kane has been irrelevant for so long, like 3-4, because of his surgery. Like, he had double hip surgery.
Yep.
So I just, at the time, yeah. But then you got to go, well, Jonathan Toews is a better player, in my opinion, than Patrick Kane. So he's a superstar, but I don't really see Jonathan Toews as a superstar anymore.
We don't know what we're going to get with him. I'm happy to see him back in the league.
Yeah.
I'm happy to
and
see
Kane
him
too, honestly. But
know.
that poor guy, he's just, when you have double hip surgery, I think that when Kane came back, everybody's like, oh my God, who's going to get him? I'm like, who fucking cares? He's not going to do anything. What are you guys, crazy?
He hasn't, to his credit, and I watch the Red Wings like you watch the Blue Jays. He before he got hurt, he was good. Listen, he's never going to be as swift of foot as he was when he was in his 20s, right? But his mitts are still just the silkiest.
They are, but Connor McDavid has Connor Bedard has probably some of the best hands in the league and the best shot in the league.
Okay,
not a superstar.
Okay, but do you think he has the potential to be? Does Bedard or Celebrini have the potential?
Celebrini, yes.
To be,
yeah,
I guess,
100%.
Crosby-like?
Yeah,
maybe.
Celebrini's fucking unbelievable.
He's worth the price of admission.
That kid is the best player that I've seen come out of junior in probably the last, I don't know, well, besides Connor McDavid but like 10 years for sure. So that, like, he is just, that kid, man, he does it both ways. He works hard. He goes in the corner. He does everything he's supposed to do as a hockey player. And this is not to take away anything from Connor Bedard, but man, let me tell you a little side story here. I took some shit for years about my opinion about Connor Bedard. Because when he was playing junior in Regina, the home of the Pats, where I'm from, everybody there thinks he is God's gift to the sport of hockey. And the league was pushing. I'm like, he hasn't played a game in the NHL. Can we all calm the fuck down a little bit here? No one's actually seen him play in the NHL. Let's relax. Plays in the World Juniors, gets benched. I'm the person that goes, why did Connor Bedard get benched? Nobody else would answer the question or ask the question in the media. He literally got benched, and they admitted it. I'm like, oh, funny. Nobody wanted to talk about it. They're sucking his dick the whole way through the World Juniors. He goes to Chicago, got hurt, got his jaw broke, whatever, but was by no means breaking records. He's playing, everybody goes to me, and I'm not naming any names, but people are coming up and like, this kid's a fucking train wreck. I'm like, I know. I took a lot of shit about that because he's not a two-way player. He's small and he's slow.
He's been pretty good this year.
Okay, he got a hat trick, his first ever hat trick.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
He's a good, listen.
But I'm just talking about, I've watched him play. I don't care about the single game stats are irrelevant. He's had a terrible sophomore season, right? We would admit he regressed, but he looks different to me this year. I don't know if he looks more engaged, but whatever. So let's bring it back. You've got 10 slots to fill, and then we're going to move on.
Okay.
McDavid.
Yeah.
McKinnon.
Yeah.
Makar.
Sid.
Ovi.
Barkov.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who.
I gotta make sure I get my hands on the camera.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember who else I said because I gave a bunch. Panarin.
Jack. Yes or no?
No, not top 10.
Oh, I just.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay,
chance.
if you can't put Jack, you can't put Marner.
No, I don't think Marner's top 10.
All right, I think
fucking close.
I think Jack is.
No, he's not.
Kaprizov.
Kaprizov's better than Eichel. He just is.
No.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
In a 200-foot game, you would take Kaprizov over.
In a 200-foot game, I would take Marner over Eichel. I think Marner's better defensively. Smart.
Well,
Marner is one of the smartest. He's
well.
Marner,
they both got votes for Selke last year.
Yeah, but I just think Marner. Well, yeah, but they're not going to win against fucking Barkov. The guy's just.
They might this year.
They will this year. Somebody will.
Somebody has to, right?
Unfortunately, like for Barkov, of course.
Okay,
but,
2 more.
I think I had said. Did you put Panarin on there?
Yeah.
Where else did we go? I forget.
You don't like Hedman?
I don't.
What about Vasilevsky or Bob?
If you're gonna throw a goaltender on there, you have to put Bobrovsky or Shesterkin. I don't.
Shesterkin's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I don't know if Vasilevsky is really anymore. He was obviously Vasilevsky in his prime. I was gonna throw Happy Bulin on the list just for fun.
Yeah, because he's now a regular on the show.
God, in Vasilevsky's prime, he was the best goaltender in the NHL.
Sure.
But Bob has really kind of and Shesterkin plays out of his mind all the time.
On a very, very bad New York Rangers team this year.
It is hard, though, the term superstar, because it's relative to a lot of people. And it was interesting that somebody had 31. I don't think there's 31 superstars. There's 31 incredible players.
Right.
But you got to look at superstar because the term superstar would relate to fandom.
There's more than 7.
Yeah, 100%. We could probably call it in the middle.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
for somebody to say Cale Makar is not a bona fide superstar is idiotic.
Just stupid.
And it's
just idiot.
And we'll have a chance to. You can tell him that at the next game. That's all I'm going to say is he's a local. And look, I can see your.
Oh, I know. I don't know, but I'm
see your-
gonna. I don't think
can
you should tell me, because I will fucking light that shit up.
I can see your mind saying,
How do you not? Cale Makar is literally the third best player in the entire world.
and unquestionably and by a lot the best defenseman. A lot, right? I mean, the Hughes kid is good, but Makar is.
Hughes kid is chump compared to Makar.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, like just the way.
Makar could have a Nicholas Lidstrom type run for Norris.
Oh, Makar's gonna be better.
More than 7.
Makar's gonna be better. Oh, you mean amounts?
Yeah. What I meant,
oh.
Nicholas Lidstrom, I think, has 7.
Well, I mean, listen,
He's really young.
Makar is no fucking Ray Bourque yet.
No,
Paul
but
Coffey. He's more of a Paul Coffey. And obviously I think the world of Paul Coffey, but Cale Makar is an absolute horse out there. You can put him on the ice and he can do anything. If they put him up front, he'd play up front probably.
so
But,
we're going to agree there's more than 7 and less than 31.
let's call it that.
Okay. Let's talk about how the Golden Knights are doing. We talked about it, and then we got off on the Olympic tangent, and I don't know how the fuck that ever happened. But anyway, 6-1-3, 1 regulation loss. They shit the bed against Florida. In the games that I've watched, the best 2 games they've played were both against Carolina. I unfortunately missed the home game, but I watched the game last night. That to me is their identity. They beat a really, really good team solidly here in Vegas 4-1 about 10, 12 days ago, something like that. And then they give them a good beating in there, unfortunately those four season ticket holders for Carolina weren't in the building last night to watch that.
If you guys know what we were talking about last time, we were talking about the 4 season ticket holders that decided they're going to cancel their season tickets. If Hockey Canada doesn't hold these guys accountable, get out of here. Next.
So Jack is 8-11, 19 points. Pavel Dorofeyev is having they call it a Cy Young season in the NHL. He's got 9 goals and 1 assist. 6
That is the Cy Young.
That's the Cy Young, right?
Yeah.
6 power play goals leading the NHL. Jack's leading the NHL in everything else. Points, power play points, the whole shebang. Jack, I don't believe in player of the week, player of the month, or any of that bullshit made up thing. Jack's been the best player in the NHL this month.
He's got the most points.
And he's just dominant. And quietly, I think is a fair way to describe it, Mitch Marner's got 12 points, 2-10, right? I think that's perfectly fine, right? He could end up with 25-80, right? Something like that. He's been, considering he came to a new team, first time this is his 10th season, so he did 9 in Toronto, right? Does that sound right? Something like that. It was a lot. Anyway, second organization, new city, new system, new everything. It's hard to appreciate how good he is unless you're really watching
He's
the game.
unbelievable.
the pass that he made last night, he's just I could watch the guy play all
Listen.
day. He just, for a little guy, right? And he's not a big guy. You know, the program says he's 6 foot and 180.
That guy,
He is magical with the puck.
it's like the game. Who were they playing here? Was it Carolina when he scored 2 goals? Or he scored twice to here, didn't he? In that one home game.
I wasn't here.
But everyone's like, oh my God. I'm like, well, no shit. He's been doing this for 10 years, you know, and he's capable of goal scoring. But when I say, like, he's got a hockey sense about him, he's so smart. And it was no coincidence in the Four Nations. Everybody's probably seen the video. John Cooper specifically said, Marner McDavid, go. And Mitch fed Connor, and boom, the tournament was over.
And boy, did Austin Matthews have a beautiful look at that.
Yeah, but John Cooper is a great coach.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what was going to happen if he put those two out there with a guy like Matthews and the guys that were currently on the ice. He just sent him out. So Marner is just, I mean, the guy we haven't even seen. We're just
Oh
scratching
no,
the
we're
surface.
only 10 games into.
But I mean, like, his actual talent. Like, there's players that have more points than him. Like, I think, I don't know, Nick Suzuki or Cole Caulfield or somebody.
There's quite a few.
But, like, it means shit.
His vision on the ice is what I
unbelievable.
is what I notice the most. And they're getting to the point now where he knows where they want to be, and he's looking the other way and throwing the puck to what looks like Nothingville on the ice. And the next thing you know, there comes the winger busting up the wall because Mitch knows he's there, and Mitch doesn't have to be looking at him. He glances, he sees them moving up the ice, and the next thing, I mean,
This is why I would have him on my team before Eichel. He's better all around like that. Jack can just fucking charge. Mitch isn't like that. He's more of a finesse kind of a guy.
I guess the season is sort of playing out how we talked about it. They might not be as good defensively. This Hannafin thing is a problem. It's absolutely a problem. Last night they played the last 24 minutes, I think, with 4D.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's tough. Better to happen now though, you know.
well, yeah, but I mean, we're looking at Jacob Megna and Lucas Cormier probably are the
Listen.
are the next two, because if Hutton is hurt and you know,
I would love to see Cormier play.
you're gonna
Love him. Love him.
I would say during the homestand you're about 80%, right? And I hate to smash players, but Jeremy Lozon has not been good. You know, he hits everything he sees, but when he hits the things that he sees, he puts himself out of position and they deal right behind him.
Yeah.
Right? He goes
Defensemen are tough.
he goes to the sidewall, the puck goes deep, then he's leaving, you know, 2-on-1, 3-on-2 if F3 is coming back, and there's a lot he would have to do to make me want to like him as a Vegas Golden Knight, because you know he's left his defense partner, who's basically a rookie, literally hung out to dry and holding the bag.
Well,
And I know that's his game. I mean, Bruce coached him in Boston. I know all of these things, but he doesn't seem like a fit to me. Right?
We'll
yeah.
see.
And it's you know, everything, this whole thing is under the proviso of it's early, right?
it's always so hard.
It's 10 games into 82. We're really nowhere yet. The only thing we can say is the more points that you rack up in October and November, you don't have to play necessarily higher percentage hockey the rest of the way. I mean, look at New Jersey. 8 in a row.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
There's some surprises out there.
Utah, the team you told me wasn't going to make the playoffs, just gave Logan Cooley the bag.
Yeah.
$80 million.
What I was gonna bring that up. When you asked me what I wanted to talk about, I was like, fuck this. I have seen it all now.
So the guy that shit, I can't remember his name. Who's the guy in Dallas?
That just signed?
Yeah.
Thomas Hartley?
Was he the guy in the Four Nations that was supposed to be on the American roster. He has dual citizenship, and he was like the last fill-in and played for Canada.
Canada brought him up because Cale Makar got hurt.
Right, but so it was him.
Yes, but for the record, just so everybody knows, so this is a great example. So Hartley was born in the U.S., but his parents are Canadian.
Right, dual citizen.
But you can't just go play for whoever you want. When you're a junior, you have to announce what country. You can't play for both anymore. You have to say, I'm either going to play for Canada or I'm going to play for the U.S. I don't think Thomas Hartley was even eligible for the U.S. because I had this conversation with Jeff Chikrin, who played in the NHL. His son Jacob plays.
Right.
Jacob was born in the U.S., but Jeff sent him back to Canada to play because he's got better, there's better hockey up there. Jacob had to choose his nationality. He couldn't just go play it either. So I don't think Hartley could have gone and played for the U.S. He is American, but I think he already chose that avenue. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not...
Yeah.
So, because there was a conversation where I think Jacob had chosen the U.S. because Canada's like, what the fuck? Why isn't Jacob Chikrin playing? And I think Jeff had said it's because Jacob had something like that.
Oh shit! Hold on, hold that thought. We forgot somebody in our top 10. Mikko Rantanen.
Oh yeah, Rantanen, and on that same topic, even though I hate to say this, fucking Kucherov.
Yeah,
Kucherov is really good.
Sorry,
there's a whole bunch. Yeah,
sorry, the rando bug just hit me.
But anyways,
Rantanen is a beast.
He's unbelievable. But I don't think that, going back to that, I don't think that you can play on both teams. I think you have to pick like a nationality as far as hockey's concerned.
So he got 8 by 10.6, something like that. You got
5, I think, 10.5.
Okay,
I think
he got something. Yeah, he got the bag, big time.
So Dallas looked at this and said, "Okay, this is going to be our point man. This is going to be our defenseman because he's young. He's still a baby. He's so young.
And he's not the best defenseman on their team.
No, but they're looking at him right.
It's him and Heiskanen.
Right. So he's like, okay, we've got Heiskanen. I think between Heiskanen and Hartley, they're getting the most ice time per night, right?
By a lot.
But that's different when it's a defenseman because you're like, okay, it's a different thing. Logan Cooley, give me a break. He's not even a point a game guy, and you're throwing $10 million a year at him?
No, 8 by 8.
I thought it was 8 by 80, 8 for 80. I thought it was 8 by 10.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's 8 for 80.
Maybe it is.
Either way,
it's the new world order.
Guy,
the league is doing better. So what would Logan Cooley's deal be if the cap was 95.5? 8 by what?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
It's the new world order. If they keep ringing the revenue, and the salary cap.
But like, on that note, why? Like, we're gonna move the salary cap up. We're gonna move the Why? If you're gonna put in a salary cap, why do you put one in?
Because it's the revenue split.
No, I know, but then what I'm saying is, if you're gonna let guys sign for 8 years. And
this is the last year they can do that.
I know, but then they're going to get 7.
Right.
Same shit. It's still a long contract. And so they're like, oh, well, the salary cap's going to go up. We could do whatever we want anyway. Like, I get why they move the salary cap up. I'm just saying that why even have one then? But
Jason Robertson is in trouble.
Well, I mean, yeah, in Dallas, yeah, potentially. But he's a pretty good hockey player,
He's a really good hockey player, but he's going to want to raise in the new world order. And I think that they don't have enough money.
Oh, hard to say. I mean, Jamie Benn's gonna be close to.
Yeah, I think he's making $1 million a year this year. Though.
Yeah, like
he's a league minimum. He's close to it this year.
Yeah, it's like
he's making Ryan Reeves money.
Then like you look at a guy look at Nashville. Like a guy like Stamkos and all this shit. Like that salary is gonna be gone at some point.
But all right, I don't want to talk about anybody else. The Golden Knights are. Beginning the longest homestand stretch. Jesus Christ. The longest homestand of the year. Colorado, the mighty Detroit Red Wings, Tampa Bay, Anaheim, Florida in a rematch of the 2023, and the New York Matthew Schaefers, the Islanders. We'll get our first look at.
He's another good one. Ooh.
He's
ever?
he's 3 or 4 years from being a superstar.
Yeah, he's really good.
But I would put him on the
Yeah.
up and comer.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's coming. 6 games, 1 and then 3 days off, and then it just goes
It's
bang, 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 bang.
too much.
Chris and I, in previous years, used to always, and I know you hate predictions, but I'm going to force you into it. You said 50. You said 500 on a road trip is good. 3 points out of 6,
yeah,
5 points
yeah.
out of 10. What's good for the 6-1-3 Vegas Golden Knights on a 6-game homestand with the 6 teams that I've given you?
So, okay, good question. Actually, last time we talked about this, we were like, okay, everybody was shitting their pants because Vegas had a rough start. Oh my God, we haven't scored yet, whatever. And I was actually going to say to you, they're going to get 6 out of 8 points guaranteed. And I think they got 8 because I think they won.
Yeah.
Because they played Calgary twice. I go, they're going to beat Calgary. That's one prediction I'm going to tell you right now. And so they got, where's the list? Do you have the list there?
Colorado.
Okay,
Detroit.
Colorado, that's 6s. They'll probably beat Detroit. They'll beat Tampa.
Anaheim.
Anaheim,
Anaheim will be a close game.
they'll beat Florida. And they'll probably beat the Islanders. I'm going to say out of 12 points.
10? 1 loss?
No. I'm going to say, I guarantee if you ask Bruce Cassidy what would make him happy, he'd say 8 points.
I agree with that. 100%. That's
Yeah.
exactly where I would go. Is
Yeah,
8.
I think they're going to get 8, 7 or 8. They'll go above 500.
I'll go the other way. 8 or 9. There'll be an overtime.
Yeah, that's where I'm
something
kind
or
of like,
something.
some bullshit.
Okay, so
There always
7,
is.
7, 8, 9 is where we want to
Yeah.
land for this homestand.
Yeah, I think they will. Or they can streak. We don't want a bad streak. But
They don't really do bad streaks at home too often. They're
most teams don't. Yeah. So I just feel like they've got such a mishmash of teams that they're playing. I mean,
Yeah.
you got Colorado, totally different team from Detroit, totally different team from Tampa. Anaheim's been playing pretty well.
Listen, it's the Quenneville bounce.
Yeah. Actually, they said that when they played there last night or the night before or whatever it was, that in Florida, that they gave him an ovation, a welcome back. And I was like, as you should. 100%.
Good for him.
Yeah, they
Right?
did. He did a lot of good things there. So, but
Anything else you want to talk about?
I know, but I think there's going to be, this is another prediction I'm going to give you. There's going to be one weird upset. There's someone like the Islanders are going to beat them. There's going to be one like weird, like what the hell just happened in that game upset type of situation.
That's the Red Wings for me. 'Cause
Okay.
The Red Wings are.
because that would be an upset. Yeah.
The Red Wings are.
I mean, I'll be an upset at this point, I guess. But
the Red Wings are inconsistent, but scoring.
yeah,
And they brought in John Gibson, and
yeah.
But
Well,
the
you don't like John Gibson?
What?
You don't like John Gibson?
I think he might have slight brain damage from being in Anaheim for about 12 years and taking on 50 shots a night. I think he
Yeah.
might be, what would you call it? If it was a fighter, you would call him punch drunk. So I guess we would call him puck drunk, right?
Yeah, I feel like some of those goalies just get like washed up. They just get the shit beat out of them.
Well, they get used.
Yeah,
Right? They get
yeah.
they get used up. And
Yeah, there was this kid. I don't know if you remember him or not.
Hobby Boolin.
Oh my God, Dan Blackburn.
Sure.
So when Dan Blackburn played junior in Kootenai, he was a savage. He was unbelievable, and he just got abused. And he just took so many shots, and he retired early. And I feel like as a goalie, even though I feel like he might have had a concussion too or something like that, but he was that one goalie that sticks out to me that just got battered. And I think you only have so many saves in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
Just like there's only so many goals in the stick kind of thing for each guy. But
I've had enough.
me too.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good one today.
Yeah, I don't want to pat myself on the back for getting through it, but somehow I faked my way through a quality 50 minutes of chit chat with my friend Serena. So 116's in the book. Thanks to Mark Chinook at The Space, where we record all of our episodes live on Facebook. Always thanks to my good friend Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever, who sponsors the show. We will be back next week, next Wednesday. Same thing, 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time. Instagram, Hockey Nights Vegas. If you go to hockeynightsvegas.com and you prefer to listen to your podcast as opposed to see my ugly fucking face, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, everywhere you can get a podcast, if you go to Hockey Nights Vegas, that's the Linktree gizmo thingy where you can find it. So like and subscribe. Instagram, we're going to work on the Instagram. We're going to start having contests and giveaways, but you have to follow us on Instagram.
We gotta do that. We do have to do it.
We do have to do that. So thanks for leading the way a little bit and keeping me a little distracted. And that's going to wrap up episode 116. And we will see you all next week. We're out of here.